It's a well-known fact at this point that the official Minecraft handbooks are more than iconic. To some, these books are legendary. Anyone that was in elementary school when these books were around will recognize them, as they've probably had at least one experience with them in the past. I explored the combat and the construction handbooks in previous videos, and they turned out to be quite interesting. Because of this, I decided to borrow the REDSTONE handbook from a friend of mine, in order to take a look inside at the interesting things Mojang has written, and even build some of their suggested creations. Spoiler alert, they're pretty crazy. I know that I mentioned my weaknesses with PvP and building in the previous videos, but I'm especially bad with REDSTONE. Over the years, it feels like REDSTONE has been thrown in with parkour as just another forgotten Minecraft game mode. Shout out to Happy Heart, as I don't feel like people experiment with it too often. I definitely imagine that there will be more interest in the topic when the 1.16 update releases, as it promises to bring the feature of a wireless REDSTONE system to the game. Regardless of that, this book was written during the 1.7 version of Minecraft, so evidently that is what we will be using today. Before this video starts, I would just like to point out that my YouTube analytics show that none of the people that watch my videos are subscribed to my channel. This might sound fake, but it's 100% true and not satire. So if you end up enjoying this video and you have like 2 seconds, I would really appreciate it if you could subscribe down below. I'd absolutely love to be able to reach 100k before the end of the year. And if you're already subscribed to the channel, I really appreciate that, and I hope you have all been enjoying the videos. This book, like most others, starts off with a table of contents, though it's interestingly located before the introduction instead of after. If we take a closer look at this table of contents, you'll see that it's not that strange compared to the previous handbooks. Some of the things that stand out to me are these community creations, apparently near the end of the book, because I'm curious to see how complicated these builds are, especially back in 2013 when this book was released. When we continue to the book itself, we get a lot of instructions on how REDSTONE works, but not really anything specific for us to build. Don't get me wrong, these pages are definitely informative, especially for someone like me that doesn't know all that much about REDSTONE, but I want to get to the good stuff. You know, the crazy roller coasters and nuclear bombs and whatnot. But before we get to all that awesome stuff, I think it would be best if we took a look at something more practical, specifically some cool lighting systems. The first one here just allows you to turn your home's lights on and off, but the second one is based on a daylight sensor that enables your lights at night and disables them during the day. Pretty cool stuff, and I would definitely recommend these systems, though they're a bit awkward to make depending on the size of your house. Let's move on to the next section, one that explains a build that the authors call a lava pit trap. This is one of those traps that you'd probably see in the PvP handbook video, as it relies on an intruder to mess with your things in order to trap them. This build takes advantage of the trapped chest block, which pulls away the floor when opened, revealing a pit of lava below. It's quite clever and would 100% work if the person you're trapping isn't expecting it. Now, let's take a look at our rendition of this build. So here we have the chest drop trap thing, which is looking very, very slick right now. So of course, just like it said in the book, you walk up, open the chest, and it will drop you down below. And it closes above you, so you can't easily get back out. And the redstone is actually quite simple. I definitely would recommend this build. It's a very easy setup. The location is definitely the one downside because you need very specific dimensions for your little hallway here. But yeah, I'm a fan of it. I think it's definitely practical as long as you set it up correctly and as long as the person you are trapping is dumb enough. If you watched my PvP handbook video, you would remember that I made a TNT cannon to use against my friend Plushie. The REDSTONE handbook shows you something similar to that, but it involves more REDSTONE mechanics. This build and section of the book are titled the Dual Shot Cannon. This is built with green and pink wool, or whatever blocks you want really, in a traditional U shape, with of course some redstone involved. Don't get me wrong, this definitely looks cool, but considering the TNT cannon's performance in the combat handbook video, it does launch the TNT, but it launches it like there, And unless he's in that specific spot, it's not going to deal much damage. I'm not so sure that it would be practical in an average situation. Regardless, we did try this one out, and it actually sort of blew our minds. The range of this thing was insane, and it was actually possible to spam it in order to shoot loads of TNT in a short period of time. Now we'll be taking a look at the classic Jeb Door, which is just a scaled up standard piston door. So here we have our classic Jeb Door, as the book called it. So if we go over to our little hidden switch over here, we'll go ahead and open the door. I very much like this, and I'm very glad at the addition of this indoor, toggle switch that can close it. The redstone is a bit more complex than other redstone doors, but the thing that makes this one special is the fact that you can have this hidden switch over here, and other redstone doors don't have that option. Like, the switch will be either right here or you'll have pressure plates. So yeah, I think it's very good for a hidden base. Once you close this, there's absolutely no trace of anything. The setup is a little bit tough, but yeah, I think it's good. Next up, we have the Supercharged Fire Arrow Launcher, which takes advantage of a trick where you put lava in front of a dispenser in order to replicate the attack of a flame bow. The setup for this device is pretty simple, with just some blocks, lava, a dispenser, and of course a little bit of redstone. This machine might be very good if you're not very far into the game, or if you want some sort of weaponry in your base, but if you're advanced enough to have access to max enchantments like the previously mentioned flame, this would not have a lot of use. But you never know, this could fire pretty fast. I'm pretty sure that's what this is actually meant to do. So I don't know, let's try it out.
So right here we have the Supercharged Fire Arrow Launcher, and now we're going to try and test it out. And then it uses the trick by using a lava source block and covers it up with a fence, so that technically still makes it so it can fire through. And then the dispenser right here, and then it's just a bunch of redstone and pistons. So if you press this button, as you can see, we're going to test it on Jay. It'll fire and start absolutely obliterating him. It can charge really fast and it shoots really fast, and it's definitely very efficient. If you need something to kill your friend with, then I would definitely recommend this build.
After the Supercharged Fire Arrow Launcher comes the previously mentioned Community Creations, where we get to see some redstone creations from master creators. At least they were in 2013. I don't know where they are now. These are all really cool, actually. Here we have things like a 14-floor elevator, an insanely large and complicated stopwatch, and actually 2 fully functional games made completely with redstone. Really cool stuff. In conclusion, I think that this book was really informative, maybe even more than the previous 2 handbooks. Some of these builds are super cool and useful, while still being easy to make for pretty much anyone, even people like us that don't really know what we're doing. I hope you guys enjoyed this video, and also be sure to go subscribe to Plushie and all the other dudes in the description. Plushie will actually have some bloopers from this video on his channel for you guys to check out. If you've been enjoying these handbook videos and you want to see the series continue, go ahead and leave a like. If we get 10,000 likes, I will release the next episode as soon as I can record it and edit it. By the way, on Thursday at 7 p.m. PST, I will be doing a special stream on my Twitch for getting the Hypixel YouTube rank, and we'll be playing some Bed Wars and stuff, as well as exploring and making my special housing public. You'll be able to take screenshots with people like me, Kirby, Watermelon, Plushie, all types of people. So make sure to come to that. First link in the description and link in the pinned comment. See you guys next time, and thank you so much for watching.
Yo, I ain't here for the money, I ain't here for the fame. Though it might be nice to own a jet plane, I'ma do it all for you. Come along and see it's true.